Hello everyone and welcome. Make sure you have the Explorer and Properties window open. You can do this by clicking on View and then click on Explorer and Properties. Next, we'll insert a script inside the workspace. Click on the plus symbol and type in script. Click on the script. This is where we'll write our code. And now let's delete this first line of code. Click over here to view our 3D world. And now let's take a look at the workspace. If we go to the workspace API, you can see it says the core job of the workspace is to hold objects that exist in the 3D world. Here you can see our objects that are children of workspace. I will select the spawn location. You can see as I move it inside the 3D world. Next, go back to the Explorer window. Here at Workspace, click on this plus symbol. This is where you can insert an object to the workspace. Next, click on Toggle Expanded View. These are all objects. If you watched the previous video, you saw that you can search for one of these objects' API reference. Here are some examples of the object's API reference. Objects also have properties. Here are some examples of their API reference and their properties window. Let's change some properties of part. Click on this part object to insert it to Workspace. I will delete this spawn location. Now after I select this part, looking here at the color property, I want to change this color to property to a different color. So I want to do that in code. I want to locate part. To do that, we need to start at Workspace and then dot and then the name of the object, and in this case part. Now I have access to the property called color. Go back to the script. To change the color, use a equal sign and then color3.fromRGB. Click inside the parentheses, then click over here. I will choose a red color, then click OK. As you can see here, this is three numbers, red, green and blue. How did I find objects in code? Looking at Workspace, we need to find the workspace first. You could use game.workspace, but the global variable workspace is shorter. After we add a dot, we get access to the children or objects of workspace. Now look here, I inserted folders objects to workspace. Now I will move my part inside the folder named second and rename my part to block. How would I find the part now? To do that, I will find the child folder of workspace called first. Then add a dot to have access to the children of that folder and find the folder named second. Then I add another dot to have access to the children of second. And now I can find the part named block. Now go to the script. Let's change another property of part. I will change the CanCollide property. If we go to the part API, looking at the CanCollide property, we have the name of the property, a description about the property, and what we should assign the property to. This is what it will be after the equal sign. You can click on this to see what it is. In this case, it is a boolean, which is only true or false. I will change the CanCollide to false. Now let's test the code. Click on test and play. If you look, you won't see the part. That is because the part fell through the map. If you look here in workspace, it's no longer parented to second. Click on this red square to stop the game. So I don't want the part to fall through the base plate, so I'll go to properties and select anchored. This is the same as anchored being true. Then I go play again. As you can see, our part is a color red and I can walk through it. Let's place our part object inside a variable. Then I don't have to type it out every time. To do this, I will go to line 1 and type local, then the variable name, then space, an equal sign, another space, and the object. Now I could just use the block variable like so. Note, when using an equal sign with a variable, it is different from using it after an object property. With a variable, you are storing this object inside the variable called block. With the property, you are changing the property's value. Shape uses an enum. To find the type of shape, type enum dot part type dot, then choose a shape. Next property I will change is the size. It needs to be a vector 3. Inside this parentheses, I'll add 100, comma, another 100, comma, and another 100. This is the X size, this is the Y size, and this is the Z size. Now let's test the code. If you look here, the shape is a ball, and the size is larger. You can also store the property value inside a variable. Here I have the parts properties values stored in variables, and I'm printing them out. Let's test the code. Now open up the output, click on view, and then click on output. Here you can see is the printed out property values. This is the end of the video.